Hello, my beautiful, wonderful, fabulousnesses. This is Jess from Sacred Fox, and I am back with another pick a card reading. Yay! So we have a few magical little piles here. This reading today is going to be tailored towards what do you need to let go of in your life, and what do you need to really hone in on and focus in on in order to move past some of the struggles and things that you've been through. So what do you really need to let go of right now in order to heal, in order to kind of progress on your journey, in order to take a few more steps forward and to feel like you're really progressing in a way that is productive to you, so you're no longer holding on to a lot of these things. So this is going to just kind of highlight some of the issues that you may be facing, as well as I'm going to offer some guidance for you in order to how to kind of get through this. This is a general reading, so if some of these messages aren't applicable to you, that is okay. I'm hoping that you can take what you need from each pile, because lots of people will be doing this reading. Regardless, I hope you do have a good outcome, and if you do truly enjoy your reading, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know which pile you chose and if it was relevant and how it was relevant to you. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like more videos like this. So just keep on keeping on. I'm loving the support from you guys. Sending you lots of love out there, especially now. So let's get started. We have pile number 1. We have a beautiful black sandstone here. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to, this lighting is just like not my favorite. Okay, just a sec. There you go, black sandstone. And then we got lovely carnelian, lovely, fabulous, my favorite ones. They're pretty great. We have a raw chunk of rhodonite, which I don't know, it just looks really wicked, doesn't it? And then we have Orthoceras. Oh crap! I just looked this up. Orthoceras. I'll put the word in the description so you can kind of get a better idea if I've said that wrong. But it's kind of like really cool fossil sort of deal, like ancestral type stone. Anyway, so if you were particularly drawn to a deck, you can fast forward to the timestamp provided below. I also provide it in the comments for people that are on their phones. And we'll see you when your pile pops up. Let's start with number 1. My kitty cat, of course, he's making all kinds of noise right now. Come here, baby. Yeah, you need to shush. Okay. There. That's not in the frame. Oh, it totally is. Okay, excuse me, this is why I do timestamps. And let's put the last one over here. All right, is that center? Okay. Hello, group number 1. Today we're going to be taking a look at what you need to let go of in order to heal. What kind of things are blocking your energy and blocking your mind and preventing you from moving forward in a way that will make you feel safe, that'll make you feel productive, and just, clear some of that karma away. So this here we have the black sandstone. I feel like I said blue when I first started this. It's not blue, in case you haven't noticed. Black sandstone there, and it's got some sparklies in it. I just wish I could focus. You can kind of see it on the edge, maybe not. There we go. Anyways, this is black sandstone. We're gonna put that aside. We're gonna get started on this reading. What do you need to do in order to let go and in order to kind of heal from some of the things that are blocking you in your life? So we have the Fool, we have the World, we have Queen of Wands, Phobias, interesting, imprisonment or slavery, these are really interesting cards. Luck is on your side, New Moon in Sagittarius, Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon, and Victim Consciousness. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is really interesting to me. So I feel like whatever this kind of situation was, I'm feeling like you're feeling very stuck. Like, just imprisonment and slavery, to me, that makes me feel like you were trapped in a situation that you felt like you were powerless. Essentially, you didn't feel like you had power. You felt very vulnerable. You felt very weak. And I'm also feeling like this victim consciousness is, it's kind of stuck. You kind of still feel like you're here. You're scared. You're scared to see the phobias or me is like you're scared of being stuck. You're scared of being trapped. You're scared of losing control and losing power to really be a victim again. Like, you don't want to be a victim, and you're really scared, and you're holding on to that as a way to almost allow yourself to remember daily so that you do not get yourself into the situation again. And the victim consciousness, to me, of course, going through tough situations, that's going to happen, and that's, that happens in life. But I'm seeing that this was extremely painful for you. And to me, I'm feeling like you're really still feeling like you're still really hurt by this. And you're kind of trapped in this mentality where you're like, man, this is still playing a lot of my consciousness. So like a victim consciousness. Yes, it's consciousness. I was like conscientiousness. What? Victim consciousness means that you're operating out of a place where you're still in the trauma, and that is actually allowing you to feel even like you're feeling like you're imprisoned in this trauma. You're feeling like you won't be able to escape from it. That it's always going to haunt you. That it's always going to follow you. But I want you to know that you are a very strong person. I'm seeing here that this has kind of taken like a lot of fun out of you. It's kind of ruined your naivety. You don't want to feel naive. You don't want to feel like you go into situations not knowing what's going on. You like to know everything about everything. And that plays a lot into phobias too. It's not only a fear of being imprisoned or, being a slave to a situation. It's essentially being afraid of not knowing what's going to happen next. You don't want to feel like a fool. You don't want to be played for a fool again. So this leads to a lot of overthinking about a lot of different situations, and it can actually, I feel like, for some reason I feel like agoraphobia, but at the same time, agoraphobia is like the fear of going out, fear of causing anxiety and panic attacks, but you're also, I feel maybe a little nervous about small spaces. This could be a message for somebody else, but it's just like the fear of being like trapped, the fear of being confined, the fear of being in small spaces, not being able to breathe, could really be playing a part in your subconscious mind. So just keep that in mind for some people that do have that kind of claustrophobic feeling. It's that feeling of being restricted, that feeling of not being able to be free, or being a slave to somebody and just not having control over your own needs and feeling like you're stuck and trapped in a situation. So to me, that's what really is being spoken to here. So a lot of the, the intensity of the situation, being a black sandstone, I'm just seeing that this is like a really deep energy, but I also see like the sparkles in the stone, and I'm sorry if you can't see that on camera, but there's beautiful sparkles in the stone. So despite a lot of this, I'm seeing that you still have this glimmer, you still have this hope within you, and I think that's a really beautiful thing. So we're gonna go ahead and start to talk about that hope, to kind of just give you a feeling, so you don't have to be trapped in feeling foolish and feeling naive and not knowing and not trusting your own choices and own decisions. You overthink things quite a lot, and it kind of keeps you stuck, and you're just like, okay, whenever things kind of come up in your life that maybe make you feel like you're being imprisoned or being enslaved, or being in a situation where you just start to panic or have a lot of fear, you go back to this and you're like, see, I knew I shouldn't have done this. This is my fault. This always happens to me. And it just kind of makes you feel like this sense of naivety, but not in a fun way. It's just like, I'm such an idiot. I'm so dumb. A lot of these mental thoughts that come through your head. But I want you to know that that is not where you're going to be held for very, very much longer. I'm seeing that in your healing, you're really going to come through, and you're going to be able to conquer these obstacles and these feelings of not being good enough, and feelings of just trusting yourself again. Because it's so easy to get into this, right? We get into this victim mode. We're just like, okay, and it's not like a pitiful state. You're actually very strong for going through this. It's actually quite an intense thing that you've been through. You see her, she's wearing all black. She's got the raven, the crow on her side. There's wisdom and there's demons at her feet. So she's got a dress filled with a lot of this heaviness. I'm seeing the heaviness is on her dress, and there's like demons, and she's wearing her demons, and she's wearing her pain day in and day out. Even on her hair, you see the trail. There's a snake there. It's just like, she feels like she's trapped, and she's always carrying these sort of demons around with her, and these fears around with her. And as much as she's able to kind of keep them at bay and keep them, down below, there's some that sneak up, like the snake. It just sneaks up, and it's just venomous, and it's poisoning your thoughts, and it's poisoning your experiences, and making you feel powerless. And I really want you to embrace your power. So here's some of the things that I'm going to really encourage you to really fulfill. So I'm seeing that you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of aspirations, and you have a lot of hope. Despite all of this stuff, I'm seeing that you are a dreamer. You have big ideas, you know where you want to be, you know what goals you want to set, and you have just kind of like, you have the world in your hands. because you've been through a lot of this stuff, it's made you well-rounded. It's allowed you to see things from a new perspective, and in that, give you a lot more strength. With her, with the World card, it's kind of representing dreams and accomplishments and things really coming into full circle. Dreams being manifested. The world is in your hands. And to really focus on those goals that you have for yourself. And I know that you're still going to be, fearful of these things and scared of being naive, but I want you to understand, to focus on your end goal, to not look into the past so much. As easier said than done, right? Things tend to follow you, but recognize when you are having these feelings and this victim consciousness and just kind of being self-defeating when you do fail or you don't succeed in the way that you'd like to just recognize that the goals that you have are actually very strong and well-founded, and to understand that this is an aspect of yourself you're working on. So when you start to have negative thoughts, or you start to go into that victim mentality, like, oh, this always happens to me, this is what happens when I try, I want you to work with that energy and understand that this is a part of yourself that has allowed you to grow into who you are. These experiences can be used as tools to create knowledge, to avoid you from feeling like this. You recognize you don't want to feel like a fool anymore. You don't want to be imprisoned, and you have a fear of that. But know that you recognize what those signs look like. You know what it feels like to be imprisoned. You know what that does to your body, what that does to your mind. So when you're immediately kind of faced with a trigger, and you're kind of worried and you start to panic and the fear starts to rise in your body, I want you to know that could be very well be a trigger from some of this imprisonment or slavery. So notice if people are trying to control you or make you or make decisions for you, and it really creates a lot of fear or uncertainty or panic in you, that is not your intuition. That is coming through in victim consciousness. So when you're feeling overpowered in a situation, even if it could be somebody throwing in a helpful suggestion, recognize that you do not like to be controlled. You do not want to feel imprisoned in any way. So recognize where this victim consciousness is coming into people maybe in your life that are making you feel imprisoned or under their advice. I want you to be able to trust others and be able to really open your heart to the fact that not everybody is looking to put you in a prison. Everybody wants to offer their opinions, just the way the world works. But just know that you're not going to get yourself into this position again, and you're not going to be foolish enough to get to that point where it's able to hurt you and make you feel like you're trapped in this situation no longer. And again, the World card here tells me that you're very strong and you have a very clear vision of where you want to go in life. And I don't want your fears to hold you back, and I feel like there kind of are. Your fears are kind of imprisoning you. Okay, so that's also, right beside one another, the phobia of being, trapped. You're trapping yourself in your own way by allowing yourself to be controlled by what has happened. And you need to expand. You need to allow yourself to be really free. Open that door. Don't be afraid to take risks. And the more you take little steps into the world, the more you will build that confidence within yourself. The Queen of Wands here shows me that you are a very passionate, fiery individual, which is wonderful for the World card because the Queen of Wands gets stuff done. She takes care of her and her own. She steps into her own personal power, and she's confident in her choices and in her decisions. She can be a little sassy, which I love. I'm a big fan of sass because, you know what? I got a little sass too. So embrace that fire, embrace that decision-making quality and that leadership ability that you have. When I think of the Queen of Wands or even the King of Wands or even the Suits of Wands, I think of fire signs. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a fire sign, but it's embodying the place of action. So associate yourself with people, women, men alike, that have this fiery passion for what you want. So when you're starting to really take a look at what you want in terms of your goals and your dreams, surround yourself by people that share a similar vision, and trust that their vision is shared within your vision, which is interesting enough. Hold your vision. So the fixed moon is just like, keep an eye on what you want. The world here, it's like, you know what you want, you know the dream. Hold your vision. Be like, I am working on something. I am pursuing something. I am working. I don't know if you hear the birds outside. I'm sorry. They're just a crow or a raven or something. Anyways, the raven calls. It's interesting enough because, we have the bird, we have the bird here. So anyways, there's a bird chirping outside. I don't know if that's some kind of divine intervention. Probably not, but, yeah, hold your vision, stick with your ambitions, and hold your fixated gaze on where you want to be, and don't allow this victim consciousness to make you feel defeated every time you hit a roadblock. You're quite intelligent, and you've learned a lot from, you know, feeling this sense of just feeling trapped and feeling stuck. You're not here anymore. You're not going to be here anymore. I need you to focus on these more long-term goals, and these goals that are really going to flourish you as a person and allow you to feel like you can really step into your fire and step into your power. And the final card here is luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. So that Sagittarius are very driven. They're very passionate. They're the fire signs. They kind of say it how it is, which is interesting. Queen of Wands energy really plays into this. So, you know, I like the Saggy energy for you, whether you're a Saggy, a fire sign, or just embody a lot of that sass and a lot of that drive. Really do embrace that. I'm also kind of feeling some Taurus energy here too. And I love my Taurus friends. They're just sassy and great. So luck is on your side. So trust that you have this vision. You know where you need to go. Trust that you have the fiery ambition to move through it. And despite these feelings and despite a lot of the stuff that you have been holding on to for a long time, know that this is your vision. This is your drive. This is your passion to follow it and to not allow yourself to feel trapped. I don't want you to feel afraid of being trapped. I want you to understand that this feeling of being trapped is associated with your past. This is something, I don't know if you feel like your success is going to trap you or the decisions you're going to make are going to lead you feeling powerless, but know that you have a vision, you have a dream, and you have fire, and you need to really focus on that fire energy and that really strong energy and really move forward with that and be like, you know what? I can do this. I can be strong in this, and I don't need to be held back by my fears. That's what I'm getting for pile number 1, my absolute lovelies. This is a beautiful reading. I implore you on your strength, and I am sorry that you had to go through this situation, and I'm sorry it's made you feel that way. It's a really, you know, it's not an easy thing, and I do see, you know, a lot of this is quite heavy for you, and it's still heavy, but carry it as a lesson. Don't carry it as a burden. Don't let it carry you into every new situation where you feel this uncertainty. Know that you have this assertiveness and this power of decision in order to choose the right sort of thing. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to know in the comments if this was an accurate reading for you. And I hope to see you next time. Subscribe, my darlings, if you want to. Whatever. Live your life. Hello, pile number 2. There's always a part of me that is like slightly worried that I picked up the wrong deck. And this is actually like pile 3 or something. But here we are. Hello. We have our beautiful red carnelian, ready orange. Sue me. Ready orange carnelian. And we're going to be taking a look at what you need to let go of in order to heal. So what kind of things in your past are weighing you down, clouding your present experience, and really kind of making you feel a little bit more stuck in the present moment rather than, you know, progressing in a way that makes you feel productive and makes you feel like you're growing. We're going to turn over your cards and see what you get, all right? We have 7 of Swords, okay. 2 of Pentacles, wow. Queen of Pentacles. Trust and faith. Leaving or travel. Oh, wow. A time for healing. Your dreams need a practical plan. And courage. So right off the bat, I'm seeing that you were deceived. There was some people in your life that were just creating a lot of deception, like, for you, and they just kind of took a lot from you. This is a mental energy. So the 7 of Swords can represent somebody that's not entirely truthful, somebody that's not entirely faithful, and somebody that just kind of like sneaks around the edges and just doesn't really care about what other people think. They just take whatever they want, and they're just careless. They're just careless people. So right off the bat, I'm feeling like, has somebody left you? Like, leaving or travel is like has somebody left you and left you feeling betrayed? Like, this does have associations with travel, but I'm feeling it's more like leaving. Like, this person left you feeling like you're empty, like you have nothing, like you just don't have a solid ground. They kind of like manipulated your thoughts, and they made you feel really, really shitty. Like really, really shitty, to the point of where you are questioning your own sense of stability. And I feel like you're a very practical person. Like you like to think that you know what's going on, which to me says, this is just so freaking interesting to me. So the 2 of Pentacles here, You see him? He's juggling two ideas. So this represents choices. So there are some choices that you're needing to make financially, structurally, career-wise, things like that. But I'm seeing that it's well balanced. So whatever you choose, I feel like you're really going to excel in, because I see this Queen of Pentacles energy that really comes through, and she is really stable. She is like mama bear energy in the way that she's like, people can come to her for wisdom, people can come to her for guidance. She's cool, calm, collected, very logical energy. But I'm seeing that this deception has really been playing a part in your choices and your decisions. It's really, you're kind of holding on to this a little bit. As much as you pride yourself in being a very practical person, this mental deception, this mental space here is creating a lot of clouded perceptions of the world. And you're kind of scared of maybe stepping out of your comfort zone and maybe going places, because you don't want to feel like the Seven of Swords energy is dictating your life anymore. You don't want to feel like you're going to be betrayed. You don't want to feel like, so you need to know all the facts about people and about things. And it's creating this pain in you, this feeling like you've been left out in the cold, that somebody's abandoned you, that you've used to, have this really embodied, strong sense of decision. Like you're a real decision maker in a lot of your, relationships in life. Know that your decisions have not led to this. Because you've made these choices does not mean this person had the right to do that to you. Your choices are well-founded. Your choices are based on journey, on productivity, on travel even. So we have a boat here, which is why I said it was interesting, associated with the travel. I'm not sure if there's any, like if you were traveling a lot at one point, or you enjoyed travel, or you just like going places and seeing new things and just being an adventurer in general. Like I just see that you're interested in the world, and you're interested in all of the choices that you have and the decisions that you can make in regards to life. But your choices are well-founded, and just know that you're not going to make the wrong choices and, make this person deceive you. The people in your life are there for a reason. If somebody is there with the intention of deception, that's nothing to do with the choices that you make. Know that you did have everything. You did all the right things. I want to say that you did all the right things in this situation. It was not you. That your choices did not contribute to this person's deception or this person's lying or this person's trickery. When I see him, I think of like the trickster god, kind of like, Loki a little bit like that. But, from the recent depictions of Loki, he seems way too nice for this guy. This guy's just a jackass. And this can be a female energy as well. But to me, with the swords energy, with this card, it says somebody has hijacked my thoughts. Somebody has taken mental energy from me and left me feeling confused. So I'm seeing that this is a lot of, this is a big thing that you're still holding on to. That's the Seven of Swords, this deception. You're just like, frick. I don't want to have make decisions and choices that lead to more deception from others and more deception in general. But just know that it's not you. There are just people out there that are just jackasses, and they'll just take whatever they want from you. Excuse me. And that's not you. This has nothing to do with you. This is their own personal shitstorm. You are well-founded. You are beautiful, and you are strong, and you are a place and a pillar of wisdom. Don't flock to people that are just going to suck the life out of you, that are just going to take from you, and because you are well-founded, people are going to be drawn to you. They're going to be like, oh, this person is successful. This person knows what's going on. So all of the broken people will come to you. But broken people break people, okay? Broken people need to help fix themselves before, and even have a desire to be fixed, rather than looking to you and be like, oh, help me. It's not in the way that you can't be supportive, because you can. And the choices that you make are well-founded, and you really can't make the wrong decisions. I feel like majority of the time, your decisions are quite smart and quite wise. I need you to have trust and faith in yourself. I need you to trust that you can make the right choices, that you are capable of being an intelligent individual that can recognize the places and faces of deception, and have faith in your choices, and have faith in the world and other people. Not everybody is like this, and I don't want you to feel like they are. There may be like a space of questioning and just being kind of wary and uncertain, but at the same time, I feel like you're quite logical and you can decipher that sort of thing. But let go of this person. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that they are this way. They are this way because they are shady individuals, and they are not okay. They are their own demons. They're causing all kinds of trouble for themselves. So I'm sorry that you've been left feeling like this, and I'm sorry that they made you feel like this. But you are very intelligent and you're very smart. And this is just a real affirmation for you, because I see like you're already progressing, but there's just like this niggling little jerk in the corner that still comes up from time to time, which makes you question your choices. You need to get rid of that person. That person has nothing to do with your successes and your failures, okay? This is all you. This person is, I feel like this is just like, doesn't even need to be here. Like this is like separate from the rest of this reading, because the rest of this reading is all about you. But recognize that this is the focus point of this reading. This is the Seven of Swords, the deception, the feeling tricked, the feeling of being left or abandoned. It's gonna do this for you. There you go. I'm gonna figure that person. So, time for healing. Balsamic moon kind of makes me hungry. I've never actually heard that word, balsamic moon. Kind of just want some bread with it, maybe dip it in some oil. Anyways, it's a time for healing. And it says within itself, you're recognizing that, you need to let go of this. You need to understand that this was not a choice that you had any part of. And you're going to really work through and move forward in a way that is productive. And your dreams need a practical plan. You're a practical person, Full moon in Taurus says you're very family oriented. You really take care of your own. The Queen is always very more introverted energy as it focuses more on your close family and friends. So really work on nurturing that, and do so in a practical way. These decisions, these choices, you have practicality and you're very smart. So just trust your decisions and trust your choices, and choosing correctly, and trusting that you do know which choice is the best for you. And have the courage, really be strong in this Queen energy. Have the courage to kind of walk through some of the darker things in life, and trust trust that you have the courage to make it through this, and trust that you are holding a lantern. This lady's being all like, "Ooh, I'm ghostly." He's walking through the woods in the dark, ready to face these people that are trying to like claw at him or trying to reach for him. But he's going to turn around and he's going to see her and he's going to be like, "Nope. Not doing it." And having the faith and the trust within yourself, within your religion, within prayer, whatever you need to do. It doesn't have to be religious in any way. Just trust in yourself and trust that you have the courage to reestablish yourself and to just let go of this person and really embrace the strong, decisive energy. Very strong and decisive energy. And use, of course, what your strengths are, which is practicality. It's really just saying, you know what, it's just being laid out for you. You already kind of know what you need to do, but this is an affirmation for you, okay? And to trust. One more message I'm getting from this. If you feel like you need to move, or you need to travel, or you need to go somewhere, or leave the location that you are staying at, trust your intuition and knowing that that's what you need. This is just another message that I'm getting. If it doesn't apply to you, that's okay. But trust that if you need to leave the place that you're in, or you need to go somewhere else, I know right now it's a little hard to do that. But if that's something you're considering, just trust your practical choices and just know what is best for you in regards to this, okay? And just have the courage to make that choice, even if it might not be the most ideal time. Just make sure that you're just really trusting in your practicality and in, your sense of feeling grounded. That's what I'm getting for pile number 2 with the lovely carnelian stone. If this was applicable for you, I would love a thumbs up. Please give me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the reading and how it applied to you. And subscribe if you'd like. I will see you next time, you fabulous human beings. And good luck with everything. Greetings, pile number 3. Nice to see you. How you doing? Doing swell? Great. We're going to be talking about what you need to let go of in order to heal and to move forward on your journey. We have a lovely rhodonite here, and to me that really speaks of the heart, a rhodonite crystal. It's nice and raw. Got it from the most recent Rock and Gem show. And you know what I got to say? It's rocking. So we're going to take a look at what you need to heal. Anyways, back to the serious matter. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the 9 of Cups. Karmatic relationship. Holy smokes, Asia. How teachable are you? Don't let pride get in your way, and look at the bigger picture. Okay. So I'm seeing that there's a little, like, you're really frustrated right now. You just want to have a good time. You just want to enjoy life. But it's stagnant and it's not moving in the direction that you want it to move in. It's not moving as quickly as you want. You might feel a little bit frustrated. I'm feeling this could be something to do with romance just because of the Knight of Cups energy and the Nine of Cups energy. But it, that's just one of the messages I'm getting. Just because of the karmatic relationships, there's a lot of lessons that need to be learned in kind of like what you're having to deal with in life right now. So the stagnation is frustrating. You're feeling like your plans aren't moving forward as quickly as you'd like to in terms of action, in terms of making decisions. Also with the Eight of Wands, it might not be a straight linear line. It could be a little chaotic. It could be just like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like things are happening in ways that I really enjoy. Or just a lack of movement. To me, the Eight of Wands is just like, yeah, there's not a lot going on right now. Normally the upright is like, pew pew, things are going really fast, like magical wands flying across the sky. But right now I'm feeling like, yeah, you're a bit stuck in terms of action, in terms of what you're able to do and what you're able to kind of like achieve. And I feel like whatever you've been trying to achieve, it's kind of gotten to this point. The Eight of Wands, to me, it says you've gotten to like through all of the previous numbers, like 1, 2, 3, and you're stuck at this point. It's just kind of like, okay, well, now what? Related to the situation that's going on right now with the COVID-19, makes sense. But this is what's really happening. I've drawn this card for actually a couple of people. It's just a stagnation, a slow moving progress of things. So just recognize that is something that's coming up for you. And I'm feeling like it's making you feel a little bit volatile. So your Knight of Cups energy is like you're very passionate, also very sensitive. So this energy, this sensitive energy, is actually feeling a little bit like it's not coming across correctly. Like you do things with a heart of passion. You want to enjoy life and you want others to enjoy life. But I'm feeling like right now you're not really feeling like you're able to like get your passion across the right way. Maybe coming off as a little bit like childish, a little bit impulsive. And you know what? All heart to you, because a lot of shit happens. But I'm feeling like there's a little bit of this childish energy going on here. It kind of feels like not necessarily childish, actually. It's more like teenager energy. It's kind of feeling like you're a little bit sharp, a little bit like passionate, misdirected passion. And it's not necessarily the way that you are typically, but I'm just feeling this situation is actually creating a lot of frustration for you, and it's like making you like be like, hey, like I'm like a really romantic person, but you don't really feel like it right now. You feel like your passion is kind of drained, which is frustrating to you because you just want to enjoy life, celebrate. So what I'm seeing is the Nine of Cups energy is like you have a lot of emotional fulfillment in your life and you're just looking at sharing it with other people and sharing the joy with other people, but I'm feeling like there's a lack of that right now and a lack of that to share with others. Nine of Cups, I also want to encourage you to like, sometimes it could be associated with over celebration a little bit. So I don't know if you're drinking or there's anything that you're doing that you're, overabundancing in this sort of thing. But it's kind of affecting your energy a little bit, where, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy life. However, it's kind of clouding your sense of love and your sense of passion and creating this sense of like stagnation. I just really want to say it's the stagnation in your passion, stagnation in what you want to move forward with, and it's just like slow moving. Oh my gosh, can we just get on with it and just kind of get to this place of enjoyment? Karmic relationships to me says that there are some things in your past, whether it be this life or the last, that there are some relationships that have taught you a lot of lessons that aren't necessarily that pretty. You've learned some things from people, and understand that these relationships were necessary in order for you to grow, in order for you to understand yourself a little bit better. So there definitely is this component of relationship dynamic that maybe there's some things that you're holding on to in terms of like, relationship, twin flame, if that's even a thing, I don't know, I'm wishy-washy with that kind of stuff. And Asia, I don't really know what this means, but I hope it means something to you. Could represent culture. When I see Asia, I think of culture, I think of Buddhism, I think of meditation, things like that. That's really going to help you through this time and just being a little bit more grounded in yourself. So take a look at Asian culture, things like that. If I don't know what that means, okay? So you tell me what that means. If you in the comments can resonate with this card, go ahead and tell me what you think that means, because I'm seeing that it's interesting because like there's like this element of celebration, and then there's this element of like stillness and groundedness, and he's like the Buddha here, right? He's like meditating, he's relaxing, he's calm, he's centered, he's focused. And you do, you know, you find enjoyment in life, and I want you to find somebody that you can really enjoy that with. Now, these karmic relationships can be from romantic relationships to friendships to family members, but understand that these relationships are actually playing a huge part in finding your center and finding your groundedness, which, you know, could very well be the Asia sort of appeal here. So what I see here as well is like the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. So the full moon is just a really strong energy, and in Leo it kind of represents pride, joy, celebration, which also ties into the Nine of Cups here. So don't let pride get in the way. So I'm feeling like maybe there is kind of like an element where maybe you're wanting to rekindle something, or rekindle this type of relationship that you have here, but maybe you're just like, no, you know, they got to do it first, or they have to like come to me first or whatever. But that's like, don't let pride get in your way. If you want something, you need to go for it. And I feel like in going against it, you're going against your passionate side, your passionate self. If there's something that's really meant to heal here, like whether or not you reach out and get contact, this is gonna help you heal, and this is gonna really allow you to learn from this relationship and maybe find some closure that you need. Asia is question mark. Like, I don't know. I'm maybe some ties, some I don't know. Did you meet in Asia? Are you from Asia? So many possibilities for this. Sometimes these cards come up and they just stump me. But it's for somebody out there, okay? Look at the bigger picture. So full moon in Sagittarius. So take a look at what this relationship, what this dynamic has really created for you. As much as it's been karmic, you don't necessarily have to reach out, but I want you to understand that the pride that you're holding over the situation and be like, no, like they were wrong. I was right. You know, just kind of like letting yourself feel prideful about this. Look at the bigger picture. Take a look at how this has affected you, how this has affected the other person, and that this sort of dynamic is creating like a lot of lessons for you and a lot of things for you that has allowed you to maybe feel more fulfilled and enjoy life a little bit more. But I feel like there is a rekindling that you feel, you know, wants to happen. And just because I'm seeing, you know, the don't let pride get in your way, the how teachable are you? It's just like, okay, how willing are you to actually work on yourself and change and alter some of the things that, you know, you're bringing to the table? You know, are you willing to move on some of those fronts? Are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to understand? Because if you're not, if you're just kind of waiting in this area where you're just kind of like, you know what, forget it. Like, I don't want to deal with this because I'm better than that. Your pride getting in your way is actually creating a lot of rifts. And it's like making you not only lose a connection here with this karmic relationship, but it's making you forget the bigger picture, again, of what this is teaching you, what this is allowing you to see in your life and in yourself. So how is this relationship dynamic? Again, could be romantic, could be family, could be friends. How has it taught you something? You know, how teachable are you? How willing are you to actually look at the actual situation and see it for what it is? Because you are in a place where you want to enjoy life. And this shit, like all of this other shit that's like unresolved, stagnant energy over here, which you're choosing not to acknowledge, it's kind of affecting your level of enjoyment sometimes. And it's kind of making you feel a little bit like, no, I don't care. Like, I don't really want to deal with them right now. Like, whatever, they don't care about me anyway. Sort of like a lot of that energy going on. But understand there is a reason for everything. And whether you choose to see this as a point of frustration or a point of teaching or a point of lesson or a point of understanding, just take a look at the bigger picture. What does life have to show you? What does life have to tell you about the situation? You know, there is a little bit of pride coming from you. You're very confident. You're very self-assured. You're just like, yeah, I know what I want. This is what I want. Not going to deal with this. But understand that these relationships have created a lot of karma for you and have created a lot of lessons for you. So if you can recognize it as a karmic relationship and just let go of some of this frustration, close off the ties, figure out what you want to do with this, because this unresolved kind of sort of like karmic relationship is creating frustration in you. and it's making you feel a little bit more stuck than it should, because it shouldn't affect you like this. It should not. You should be able to really move through it and work through it and understand it in a way that is more nourishing to your happiness. It's going to nourish your happiness if you're able to take care of this, whatever this is. Have a conversation, have the difficult conversation, write a letter, write a note. I don't care. You need to close this. Close this kind of like loose ends here, whether it be completely ending or cutting off ties or bonding. But stop letting pride get in the way and recognize that this is something that's unresolved in you. And as much as you're trying to ignore it in terms of like, oh, I just don't want to face it, I don't want to deal with it, I don't want to deal with the emotional upheaval, understand that this is actually affecting you more than you think that it is. And understand that this is a lesson you need to learn, to put down your pride and tie off those loose ends, because life is too short. You want to really be in this place of celebration, this place of emotional fulfillment. But when you're feeling frustrated on your levels of expression and there's this feeling of stagnation, it's not really gonna go very far for you. You're gonna, feel frustrated by this a lot of the time. So you need to in order to heal, address this karma, address this stuff that's on your soul. And then you can come to a place where you can feel like you are this, still knight in shining armor, where you can embody love and you can embody passion without feeling frustrated or taken advantage of in any way. That is it for pile number 3. Interestingly enough, it is the Rhodonite, which is the love kind of heart, very hard. And this Asia, I'm still question mark with this one. You can't get them all. You can't get them all. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if this was an accurate reading for you. Love to hear, your perspective. So let me know what pile, like if you chose this pile and how that worked out for you. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and enjoy the rest of your day, fabulousnesses. Hello, pile number 4. This is my final reading for pile number 4. We have our, oh crap. I really should have written down the name. Anyways, I will write the name of this crystal in the description because, damn it, I forgot it again. It's gone. It is gone. It's like something okay, I know you just heard me say this, but trust me, this is like 42 minutes later, okay? This is the ancestor stone. It's got a fossil in it. It's super cool. I will write what it is in the description. I got so many stones, man. I can't even. Okay. What is going to help you heal, and what is going to allow you to move forward from maybe a place of stagnation that you're feeling at this time? So we're going to take a look at that, some of the things that you can let go of in your past, or some of the things that are still being a little bit roadblocky for you. I got my bergamot tea. That's good for depression and feelings. It helps you feel a little bit more happy. So anyways, a little ADD here. We're going to get started. Temperance. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, Ace of Swords, like that. 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Spirituality and religion. Wars and battles. It's time to release negativity. A personal issue reaches resolution. Oh, that's good. And entrapment. Fascinating. So entrapment, just right off the bat, some of the correlations that I'm seeing here. So you have the 4 of Pentacles, which is this kind of like resistance to let go of things. Maybe you're like hoarding or holding on to ideas, holding on to practical things, items, where it's kind of making you feel a little bit stuck and a little bit trapped with your stuff. I don't know if this can resonate with anybody that kind of comes in here, but this 4 of Pentacles means that you're hoarding things and you're holding onto things a little bit too tightly that it's making you feel like stuck in your situation. You're so reliant on these things that you're holding close to you in order to keep you safe, but it's actually making you like feel smothered. It's like, okay, I have all these things here and this is what I'm going to keep safe, but you're being trapped within your mind because you're not sharing. And you're not really opening yourself to recognizing what actually holds value for me. So you're just kind of like holding on to everything and you're being like, oh my God, like I need everything in order to make me feel safe. It's a holding on to something, but not necessarily holding on to the right things. This with the Pentacles does represent to me its finances, its possessions, but it could correlate to other areas here because I am seeing that you are working on creating balance for yourself. The Temperance, a beautiful card here. This is a very beautiful major arcana. So you're working on balance in yourself. Okay, this is a very beautiful card. When I see the Temperance card comes up, my heart just glows. We have the water, we have the fire. You're passing them from each to each. You're working on balance, and I think that that's a really great goal to have, and something that everybody should strive for is balancing that emotion with that action, and really allowing yourself to feel more rooted and feel more grounded and more in control, especially of your emotions, as this kind of does represent like the fire and the water of emotion and creation and all that extra stuff. So this is wonderful. I really want you to continue to really focus in on this really strong balancing energy that you're bringing to the table, as it is creating a lot of really wonderful things for you. And it is, element of creation, it's great. The Ace of Swords to me represents that you're starting these new mental ideas. You're at this point where you're cutting through with a little bit more mental clarity, and you're understanding that there is a place that you need to be, and there is certain thoughts and ideas that are just kind of starting new, starting fresh. Maybe you've cut yourself off from old thoughts and old beliefs, but the Ace of Swords to me is like fresh start, fresh mental slate, where you have this clarity of and the sharpness of thought, where you're able to just be like, boom, boom, we're just going to slash through this. So it's representing newness of ideas. So you're taking the sword and you're cutting through the thicket, and you're really coming out of the clouds and allowing yourself to unsheathe your ideas, unsheathe your sword, and just really see what your mental capabilities are in the situation. I think it's really fantastic. And the Four of Pentacles to me, that just represents like you're clinging a lot onto stuff, and you're clinging. And I don't know why I feel like this is physical possessions, because not everybody's like a hoarder, but I am getting that this holding on to, and this like, you know what, actually I'm getting another message here. This feeling of security, like you're in this place where you're just like, this is all my stuff. I don't want to move. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to be safe. I just want to be here. But it's not necessarily a place where you want to be, because it's making you feel trapped. It's making you be like, okay, I'm too afraid to move forward. I'm too afraid to let go of some of these things that do create safety for me, and really move into the world where you can feel like you can share these gifts with others, and to avoid feeling trapped within yourself, and feeling like entrapped in different situations. Okay, so this guy's like pretty freaky looking, honestly, but he's really freaky looking. Look at his face. Like, that's weird. This is a weird card. I get a weird energy from this card. Yeah, I feel like you need to move forward in order to like stop feeling trapped. You need to move forward. You need to move forward because you're feeling stuck, and I feel like it's a lot of fighting and a lot of arguing that's going on right now. I'm seeing wars and battles. So there's this place of like, there's a lot of things going on around you that there's a conflict. And I'm seeing that like there's been just like a lot of stress for you, and a lot of frustration, and a lot of emotional upheaval, and just a lot of like chaos. And I feel like a lot of these things in your past are just like, okay, so maybe you've been through a lot of battles, and you're just kind of like, okay, I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to hold on to everything and hide. So these kind of conflicts in the past have really made a big sort of explosion effect for you in a way, like wars and battles that just like boom, 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 explosive. So you're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to hold on to my foundation. I'm trying to hold on to my ground. I don't want to shift my ground, because if I shift my ground, I'm going to end up here again, in this place of conflict, in this place of uncertainty, in this place of battle. Spirituality and religion also plays a part here. So I really want you to embrace, even if you're not a religious person, what are your morals? What are your beliefs? What are your foundations of living like a human being? What is really important to you? I want you to reconnect with that, as you may be holding on to some things that you've kind of lost sight a little bit of that hope factor, of that feeling like, okay, I understand what terms I operate under, whether it be practical or spiritual or religious or whatever. You operate under these certain guidelines and these certain places and these certain ways of thinking. I want you to really be open to kind of letting loose a little bit, and just being a little bit more flexible, and a little bit like more okay with just kind of like, okay, I could just put some of this stuff down. I can just, rest. I can relax. I can open my mind to a new way of thinking, and I can create some more balance for myself. Another message that I'm getting from here is, I don't know if there's been, arguments over your religion or spirituality, or there's been conflict around that, because that could also be another message for some of the people in regards to this, or holding too tightly onto spiritual and religious beliefs that it's causing a lot of conflicts in your life. There's nothing wrong with holding on to belief systems and morals. However, if it's really causing you a lot of pain in your life and making you feel trapped within that belief system, that's not the right belief system for you. If you should never feel trapped within your belief system, you should never feel trapped within a specific way of thinking. If you feel restricted or uncomfortable with the fact that you're not able to do things, or you're not able to express yourself, then I need you to recognize that those sorts of things aren't going to bring you closer to God. They aren't going to bring you closer to yourself. Following a practice, yes, it's a really good thing, but at the same time, if it's making you feel trapped and it's making you feel stuck, I'm asking you to open your mind a little bit to some of this newer energy. And I'm not saying completely change your beliefs. This is a message for some people. Just kind of open your mind to some of the things and allow that balance to flow through. It's time to release negativity. So I'm feeling like, surrounding this situation, you've been holding on to a lot of pain, a lot of frustration. To me, the full moon in Scorpio is a very intense moon. It's a very emotional moon. And it's also very secretive. So maybe you've kept a lot of these feelings inside, and it's left you feeling like you're slightly powerless and frustrated. And for me, the Scorpio is still waters run deep. So as much as you might not be extremely expressive on the surface, internally you do feel a lot, and you do go through a lot of internal battles within yourself. I need you to recognize that that's a part of who you are, and it doesn't have to lead to this feeling of powerlessness or entrapment. You don't have to feel trapped or stuck in any situation that you don't want to feel trapped and stuck in. And the Four of Pentacles is encouraging you, let go. And don't be afraid to let go of some of this material, physical stuff either, whether it be moving yourself physically from a situation, or just allowing yourself to be a little bit more lax with some of the things that you're clinging to morally, religiously, etc., and just being a little bit more open-minded to something that will make you feel less smothered. And a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Interestingly enough, these are both water signs here, and the Temperance is also very water oriented. So there's this emotion that you're going to be really working through. So it's time to release. Personal issue reaches resolution. The full moon in Cancer is this nurturing, this family, this unity, this sense of oneness, this sense of empathy, this sense of caring. So not only will resolving the situation make you feel better, but I feel like it's going to allow you to connect with that nurturing, caring side of yourself and make you feel less focused and stuck in a specific way of thinking, or a specific place of just feeling negativity and just feeling kind of like alone within yourself. To me, which is really interesting, we both have like shelled creatures here, so you definitely more internalized energy, and just feeling like you're stuck in a situation. Recognize that the crab carries his home on his back. You will have protection everywhere you go, and you have the scorpion, which has the sting. So you have the safety and you have the sting. So trust that it's time to release some of that negativity, some of that stuff that you're holding on to, and to just release that fear of needing to sting at any moment. So you're just like, relax into this Cancer energy, this loving, kind, nurturing energy, because water signs can be moody. Okay, that's a quality of water signs. They can be quite emotional, but they're really internalized. It's not to say that you're a water sign necessarily, but this is really water energy. So especially with the Temperance in here, you're working on balancing your water and fire, but these cards are really encouraging you to just kind of step out of this typical introverted sort of space. You need to take action on the situation. You need to really stand your ground and be strong in yourself. Because if you keep it all in and you make no action, and you make no choices, and you just kind of stay in the situation, it's going to continue to feel like this. It's going to continue to feel like you're trapped and you're stuck. And it's interesting because we got a couple of cards today. Like we had in deck one, we had like the imprisonment and entrapment, prison and something. Anyways, but like this is what's speaking to me, but it's indifferent. It's like, I feel like there might be another person involved in this too. So you just really need to, just embrace that part of yourself and just know that you will reach this place of feeling balanced. Just allow that new, fresh mental energy to come in. Be okay with letting go of some of these situations. These battles and wars that have been, part of your past are some of the negativity that you're still holding on to and leaving you feeling trapped and leaving you feel confused about the direction you want to move spiritually, religiously, or morally. So really work on freeing yourself from those things. Now, it's easier said than done, honestly, but when you have a moment where you're feeling like, I just want to hold on to everything, really take that moment to reevaluate what is important in my life, what does make me safe, what is something I do enjoy, materially, like if you need to let go of things, you need to sell things, you need to get rid of things, or you just need to let go just a little bit, like a little bit too much control over the finances, over the security, and to just kind of let go and understand falling into a specific belief system is going to help you, establish some things, as well as being open to shifting this perspective. Because I feel like you're kind of a stubborn person, which, there's nothing wrong with that. I love stubborn people. I'm a stubborn person. But it's going to kind of thwart you. The stubbornness, I need you to understand that you are working through the balance, but releasing some of this stuff is going to really assist you in moving forward and really allowing you to see properly what you hold tightly, and how you can move past and avoid conflict in the future and avoid this feeling of entrapment. Because I feel like the entrapment might be present. I feel like the wars and battles may be a bit more past, but I feel like the entrapment is like you're feeling stuck in the situation. So moving forward, letting that water energy express itself. It doesn't have to be publicly, but you need to understand, you need to get in touch with these emotional aspects of yourself, and understand what you need emotionally to be able to create this balance for you. And I think it's a really beautiful, fantastic energy. And I honestly, just because of this stone, oh crap, I still can't remember the name, but this stone, as I do remember, it's an ancestral healing, and ties to the past. So it's like ancestors, it's history, it's all this stuff. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this. Was your family really religious? Maybe fighting with them? I don't know. Keep that in mind. Take what you need from this reading. I hope this was really helpful for you. That's all I have for pile number 4. If you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear your comments in the description if this was an accurate reading for you. And if not, that's okay too. You can't win them all. Please subscribe if you'd like more videos. And keep rocking it, guys. Sending you all the love in the world. Bye!